This is Natalie with The Fifth Journey. We're going to be making a lovely soap with different shades of green. I have French green clay that has been mixed in with my lye water, and I have spinach powder that has been mixed in with some of my oil, so when it's time to separate the batch out, I'll pour half of it into there. And then in here I have a little bit of a really pretty light green mica that is mixed in with a little bit of the oils that I'll decorate the top with. I'm doing a Jade fragrance oil, so I want to kind of stay along that same theme. Now I'm using the French green clay in the lye water, so it will be throughout the whole batch because that actually helps as a stabilizer when you're using natural colorants such as spinach powder or wheatgrass or things like that, because those tend to fade in time. And the Jade fragrance oil does not have any vanillin in it, so it will not discolor, and it shouldn't accelerate or anything, so I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to do a drop swirl and decorate the top. So let's go ahead and get started. That took no time at all today. I am soaping at a much cooler temperature than I normally do. I was doing a melt and pour batch of this as well. So while the lye water was cooling down, I went ahead and did that, and it was allowed to cool longer than usual, which is fine. But this will be easy to work with. I'm going to go ahead and add in the fragrance oil. This will be about 1.5 ounces. And it smells really, really good. This is one of my favorites. It's a little bit floral, but it's not overpowering. I'm not a big floral person. A little sweet, but again, not overpowering. So that is good and incorporated. Go ahead and pour half of it in here. And as you know, if you've watched my other videos, these are my rags, and I will wash them. So I just put my spoon right on there. I put them in a bag and let them sit for a couple days. So whatever drips are on there will become soap. So that's a really pretty color. So this one will, as it cures, it will soften up a bit, but it will still be really pretty green. I have everything all incorporated in there. There we go. Okay, and set these out of the way. Grab my mold. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So let's see, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to fold up a little towel. And kind of pour at an angle. And then I'll lay it flat. Little thin layers. I'm going to move a little bit quicker because my phone just told me that I was about out of memory. Apparently I need to take some videos off. Kind of what happens when you have kids, but that's okay, right? You can see the very subtle differences, and that's really what I wanted anyway. I'm going to pour this last layer, and then I'm going to go ahead and take off that rag. There we go, and finish it out. Let's go ahead and put some of these on. Do some random drops. Now with this, as it cures, it will absorb the oils, and the mica will be left there. I'm actually going to put a few more random little drops here. I'm going to swirl the half that is towards me and then leave the little drops up there. There. And it's okay to change your mind as you're going along. That's just how it works. That's really pretty. And I lied because I like what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and run a line there. So I went that way, so let's go this way. There we go, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spritz this with some alcohol, cover it up, and insulate it. Check on it in an hour or so to make sure that it's not getting too hot, and then we'll take a look at it in a couple days, cut it, and go from there. I went ahead and let this sit for a few days, and we're going to go ahead and cut it today. I did have a little bit of soda ash on some of the sides, which I did go ahead and steam off, so it has a really pretty shiny top. We have some lovely shades of green in here, and I think it's a really pretty jade look to go along with the fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the sides real quick, and let's get cutting on it. Just take off a little bit there, and then a little bit there. Hopefully it won't be too soft on the inside. Trimming off the end first. You have that nice green from the spinach. So see, it's still pretty soft, but that's okay. This is just going to be one of my testers when it's done. Let's set that aside, and then we're going to do every 3 centimeters to get about a 4.5 bar finished weight. So you do have some swirls. Aren't those pretty? So very subtle. And that was just used with completely natural colorants. We did the French clay and the spinach. But that's really pretty. And each bar, as you know, will be different. Let's take a look. So usually on the ends, I mean, just even looking at the 2 different sides, you get very different designs on each side of the bar. So let's take a look at them. And as you get closer to the center, you do get some more swirls in there. That one's a pretty one. They're all pretty. But that one has, see how much, just how different it is. So this one has more of the spinach look, where this one, it's more, you can see the actual separate lines in there. So those came out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and trim up the edges and set these on the curing racks, and then we'll come back and take a look when they're done.